What is up, everybody? Welcome to The Flip Side, a gyto podcast where we break down, share, and challenge flip perspectives and insights on different hot topics in education. We are back with a brand new episode, a special episode today. We are so excited to, drumroll please, do what, Chris?
It's our last episode of 2024.
Wow.
I cannot believe it is here already. So today's episode,
you guys.
it is a special one. We're going to be counting down our top favorite episodes of 2024
That's gonna be hard.
in our New Year's Eve countdown. So we're going to be bringing back some featured guests from the past beginning of the season to count down our top moments of 2024. So let's get into it on the flip side. Guys, it's the last episode of the year. It has been an amazing season. We've had a ton of guests.
I really loved this count.
Well, it's not going anywhere. It's just going to be a new year.
I know.
You still are going to get that same seat in 2025.
Okay, good. Or are we going to play musical chairs?
No. We are
that
playing.
throw
I don't know.
everybody
Wade wanted the couch, so we'll see.
I sat on it today and I was like, this is a...
He did. He might fight you for it, but it has been an amazing beginning of our season. We started all the way back in July, about half of the year, episodes every single Monday. We had some amazing conversations, some amazing guests. So what better way than to kick off the countdown to the new year, to 2025, with our top favorite moment?
Yeah.
Do it.
Go ahead.
Oh, it's mine?
Yeah, you.
Oh,
no,
wait,
don't share. Yeah, I thought you were going to add on something. I don't know. You said yeah, and looked like you were really going to dive in, but maybe it's just your New Year's tired. I don't know. You're ready.
Constant tired.
You're ready. Okay, there we go.
New Year, same Wade.
Yeah, and also if you are listening or watching, whether on YouTube or your favorite streaming platform, we want to know your favorite episode too.
Yes.
So if you have watched episodes this whole season, be sure to share it on social media. Your top favorite episode or top favorite moment, whether it was serious, whether it was funny, whether it was insightful, we want to hear from you. So make sure to tag us on social media, share out your favorite episodes. But we're going to dive in now. We would do a top 10 countdown, but we're going to show clips from each of those episodes and top moments, and this would be like a 3-hour episode if we did.
Forever.
So we're going to do our top 5 moments of 2024. Any episode, everything's off, any moment. So who wants to kick things off?
Go ahead. Wade looked like he was really ready.
He really looked ready.
He's really got a
with our
top
number
moment.
5 moment of 2024, Wade, go ahead and share your episode, a little bit about it, and then we will kind of share it.
So my episode was our episode with
Your
Dr.
favorite
Black.
episode.
Yeah. So my favorite episode was our episode with Dr. Black.
Yeah.
You
Was
remember?
it because he told everybody about you taking out all the desks from your room and
He also told the story about Hope crying in that one. So that is a good one. It is a good
That
one.
was the after hours.
Yeah, exactly.
That
if
was
you
bonus.
missed that, you missed something.
No,
good.
I think the content with that episode, it just really hits home because the topic was sending kids to the principal's office too soon or whatnot. So I think a lot of people just need to be reminded of the power that they hold in the classroom. And we spoke about that and what it can look like and what the definition maybe of that looks like as well. But I mean, it's always going to be one of my top ones. We learned so much from him just as teachers and professionals, but also as people. So
Yeah, and it's never too late to. We always say this. It's never too late for a reset. And sometimes the beginning of the year is the fresh start that we needed to maybe have a flip perspective, be more open-minded, kind of look at things with a different lens. So there was a lot of great takeaways from this podcast.
One of his quotes I think was that I really liked was when it's ripe, it rots. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. So it was a great quote. And
Let's roll it.
Yeah, let's go. So our number 5 episode of 2024 with Dr. Black, calling admin too soon or too late. Let's check out a highlight from that episode.
You know, once you become ripe, you start to rot. Okay. So you never want to stop growing, because once you stop growing, and so it's those people that realize, okay, it's still procedures, but maybe it's a little different than how I did it 10 years ago. COVID may have shifted some things, and so maybe I have to change it a little bit, but I still can be in control of that.
Yeah.
And so I think that's the biggest thread I was saying is just how can I get better? How can I know I'm struggling here, okay, so I need to get better here. Who's good at this?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, and I'll say this from an admin, sometimes we don't do a good job of assigning student teachers to the right people.
Correct.
I want to learn from the best.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I want to learn how to make a rocket, I want to learn somebody that's really good at making a rocket, not somebody that has no clue about how to make a rocket.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so I think if you walk in that, you already come in with a lot of confidence in how to handle those situations because you've watched it. In fact, you may not have seen a whole lot of discipline issues in some of because everything was like, well, that she had good kids.
It was natural and tight. Yeah.
You need to go watch those kids go into the next door class. You're going to realize.
That is exactly right. That is exactly right.
If you see these same children in another classroom, you realize, okay, what is she doing?
Yeah.
That he's not, that they're not doing, whoever.
Right.
You know, and so that, to me, that's the biggest thing. It's just those that the one that want to get better, want to learn. Okay, I know I need help here. Who's doing a great job with it?
Such a great episode with Dr. Black. Truly one of our favorites. He has been one of the most transformational leaders I've ever had the opportunity to work with. And so we knew that we needed to have him on the flip side couch.
Yeah, and he'll be back in 2025.
Okay. Well, so let's just hold on. We told Wade that was not the correct quote.
I mean, it kind of is.
So he's here to redeem himself.
Yeah. It's about like talking about are you green and growing or ripe and rotting?
Oh, okay.
And so, if you're not growing, if you've settled in whatever you are, you start to rot. So it makes sense. There you go.
There we go. All right, Hope, we're going to you for our number 4. Now, these are in no order as we count down. We're just kind of going around the room. Our number 4 top episode of 2024. Which one was one of your favorites of the year?
Number 4 for me was our episode with the one, the only April Graves.
Oh, yes. Good one.
April all day.
We took
Good
a deep
one.
dive. I loved this one because I really did feel like it was kind of
That was a good one.
a major time that we all had very different perspectives, and I loved it because I love when people bring different perspectives, and that's what this podcast is all about. But it was all about homework and whether it's beneficial, whether it's not beneficial, whether it's taking too much time, all the things.
Yeah.
And I just loved, first of all, I love the fact that April celebrates the fact that she is a lifelong teacher. And
Vet, 25 years, still
she
rocking it every day.
loves the classroom, loves being in there, and I think we need to hear more of that. I think it's okay if you're not happy in the classroom. It's okay if you're not in this profession forever. But I think we need to hear more of teachers who are, because again, that what you feed your mind with is what what is the word you speak become the house you live in. I had that t-shirt on earlier today, actually. But so I loved hearing.
Just a quote-filled countdown, I guess. There we go. If you're ripe, you're rot. The words, the house, all the things. There we go.
Anyways, let's roll a clip from the episode with April Graves, all about homework.
Just like Wade said, I believe that the practice is good, and research does show that kids benefit from a lot of repetition and practice. Now, I think homework should be practice and not a part-time job. I give one sheet of homework, but I give it on Monday. It's due on Friday.
Got it. Yep.
And so there's a Monday column, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? Every now and then there might be something on the back if I feel like it's just something else additional I want them to practice, but normally it's just that front sheet. And I tell them, now it's up to you how you get it done. Some kids will say, I'm gonna do it all on Monday night because I gotta go to karate practice on Tuesday, I got soccer on Wednesday, and Thursday I need to chill. Okay. However you want to do it, it's fine with me because I am a stickler. Because if I give it to you on Monday, I want it back on Friday. Like, I'm looking for it. But I also let them know, because I respect children and I respect their time, like I expect somebody to respect my time. So if I give it, I'm going to grade it. And also, I'm also not going to give them more than I want to grade. Yeah. So that's why it's usually just the front sheet. Every now and then, it's got something on the back. Like I said, every now and then. But it's also intentional homework.
It is impossible not to just smile listening to April. Her energy is contagious, even through the screen, the car, all the things. I was thinking as we were watching that clip back, Hope, that conversation was actually one you were least looking forward to, not because of April, but because of the topic. When we were talking about homework, Hope was like, I don't know if I have much to say about this. And I love that it became one of your favorites because it was
I will say that
so
a lot
meaningful.
of the things we talked about, it really made me like think again, or think twice, and kind of about this, and maybe because it is always okay to constantly be changing your perspectives.
Should be.
I mean, you should be.
Yeah,
Be
and
striving to
flipped, on the flip side. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
All right, I'll kick things off with our number 3 top episode. Mine actually goes way back to our second episode ever with the one and only Josie Bensko was here on the couch. She was featured in 2 episodes this season, but in particular, the first one where we talked all about social media and it is a helping or hurting in different aspects. And it was just a very raw conversation. It was real. I also cried in that episode, if you remember.
There's been a few episodes you've cried.
Exactly, yeah, a little emotional. It's fine, but just Josie's authentic kind of story and sharing out, and just how much she's grown over the years as an educator inside and outside of the classroom. Something we prioritize a lot is the human and the educator, and I just think it was such a great conversation. So our number 3 top episode of 2024 is social media helping or harming, with the one, the only Josie Bensko. Let's check it out.
Roll it.
Social media in my life has brought me way more positive things than the negative. First of all, but the negatives, they were bad. They were real negatives. But the positives definitely outweigh the negatives. And every single person is different, and everyone has their own story that needs to be shared. And everyone has things that they are really good at. And we need positive educators. And so we need the young teachers on social media sharing their energy to, help grow this profession. And so there are going to be hard days. There are going to be people who don't believe in you. You're going to be embarrassed at first when your hometown people start liking and commenting and watching your stuff. But we need you, and we need your voice.
Seriously, one of my favorite episodes too. They've all been my favorites in different ways, But I think one of the things we commented about with Josie is just seeing again the growth, seeing her so happy.
So happy.
And you have seasons that are difficult in the classroom. You have seasons of joy. You have all the seasons. And I do think that social media plays a massive impact in our joy in the classroom.
Yeah.
What you're feeding yourself with and what you're feeding your mind with are the thoughts that you will have. And so I love being able to attack that conversation. I love being able to be vulnerable myself, have that conversation with Josie. And again, rethinking social media, rethinking what you're filling your feed with.
Yeah. And also after that episode, people still had things to say. So point equal missed on that one. Point equal missed. That was episode. You might need to re-listen or rewatch if you had something to say on that one.
Yeah. So great episode.
All right. So our number 2 episode, we are counting down our top episodes of 2024. This was a good one. This one also ruffled a few feathers. So Hope, I'm going to let you lead in our number 2 episode in our New Year's countdown of Flip Side episodes of 2024. Go ahead, take it away.
Our number 2 episode was an episode with, honestly, some friends that Wade and I have been friends with for 35 years.
It was a throwback Friends episode.
It was truly a throwback Friends episode.
Chris was just here for it.
And I was just the fifth wheel on that episode.
I loved that part of the episode. But we had our friends in the studio, Josh and Riley Powell.
Yep.
Josh is an educator, district teacher of the year, phenomenal teacher. And Riley, she's done a lot of work with speech, but she also is a mom. And so this episode was all about what parents wish teachers would know. And I'm gonna be honest, it was hard to swallow for some people. But it was a conversation that I feel like needs to be had, amplified. We need to make it the norm that parents are sharing their authentic reality, that teachers are sharing their authentic reality, that we can respect that space, that we can support one another, that we can sit, we can hear, we can listen, we can all be vulnerable enough to say, what do I need to take from this? How do I challenge myself to be a better communicator? How do I challenge myself to truly listen to others and act? I think a lot of times as teachers, listen, it is very easy for us to get frustrated and be like, the world says they're listening and they'll ask our opinion, but they actually never do anything with it. I think we have to be cautious as teachers. If we're going to ask parents and we're going to have these surveys and we're going to have them fill out information about their kids and then we actually need to do something with it and take action upon it. And I think that's where parents build that trust. So
trust. That's what I was going to say. I mean, I think that whole conversation was just trust. Trust the best.
And it was never who's doing it better. Teachers or parents.
It was
that
really
wasn't the intent.
It was really unique just to hear both of their perspectives as teachers, but then also as parents, and how you could literally see the shift on their faces when they would go another route. So great conversation.
Yeah, and there's a great story that happened after that episode that was not actually in it, but we're going to get to that in a second after this. But our number 2 episode, What Parents Wish Teachers Would Know, with Riley and Josh Powell. Check it out.
I was preparing my District Teacher of the Year speech. I was thinking about like the different experiences they had. And so I actually reached out to her and was like, hey, can you just describe Kian to me? And she gave me this amazing description. And it's like exactly like if you were to ask us to describe him, she gave that description of him. And he loved being in her classroom every single day. He didn't like the work, but he loved her and loved being there. And so that,
they had a connection. Her sister was having a baby. We were having a baby. And she just thought Kian was hilarious. And so I mean, that is true. She really did provide a really great safe place for him to show up and feel supported and capable and independent.
One child that has, you know, more passion fueled than academic fueled.
Yeah.
What would be so important that you wish that every teacher would know, understand, that might lead to that one teacher finally having that connection with him that really gets him connected to school?
You just want so badly for the teacher to see the things you see in your kid. It's like, please stop and take a minute and recognize all the amazing, gorgeous things about him. I mean, he sees things in brighter colors and bigger and better than we ever see them. I mean, if he tells a story, it's like, whoa, that's what happened. And for a long time, we're like, wow, he can really embellish a story. But then
He's going to be a writer.
But then, you never know. One day it was like, it like occurred to me that he actually sees it that way. He's not embellishing. He sees the world bigger and brighter and better. And he cares so, so much about how you feel about him and what you see and what you think and what you feel. And I just think he feels what you feel. But, and so to find a teacher who cares about that and, speaks that and, sees that and speaks it and calls it out into him and gives that life, like brings value to that component of who he is.
Yeah.
Would be life-changing for him.
Yeah.
All right, so I teased this a little before, but I wanted everyone to hear the clip from the episode first. After we finish recording that episode, the conversations, and this always happens on the couch, the conversations keep continuing for like another hour when our guests are here. And Riley showed a really powerful story about one of her sons and something that happened in the classroom. So Hope, I want you to reshare that, because after that episode, I remember us being like, man, I wish that was in it, because it was so good and so powerful. And just something that we kind of need to hear as we head into the new year with our students about creating moments. And it's not all about just the standard. It's not all about that lesson. It's what they're going to remember from it and that connection. So I want to share that story that Riley shared with us.
Yeah, I mean, kids crave moments.
Yeah.
They want moments. And, one of my biggest philosophies, our biggest philosophies has always been, if kids aren't connecting to content, give them something to connect the content to. I think that's so true. If kids aren't connecting to school, give them something to connect school to that is exciting, that is fun, that is going to captivate them. And so Riley was sharing about one of her sons, and she was saying that he's had a little bit of a harder time finding the joy in school.
But he wants to have it.
He wants, and that's what she was sharing. That was literally just
he is so excited about school.
My heart as a teacher is she's like, he wants to, he desperately wants to love school, and he has that desire. But I asked her, has there ever been a teacher that's made that connection with him? And she said she's still waiting for it, and he's in the 5th grade. And so I was like, that just devastated me. So number one as a teacher, but then she talked about how, again, so many kids, they crave the moments. And she was saying that it was St. Patrick's Day, or it was leading up to St. Patrick's Day. It was like the weekend, and all weekend long he kept telling his mom, oh gosh, I'm so excited for school this week because it's St. Patrick's Day, it's a holiday, and I just know my teacher is going to do something. I just know my teacher is going to do something. And the teacher never mentioned the holiday. And this isn't just a holiday specific thing, so I don't want it to get misconstrued. But then he was disappointed and devastated that was never mentioned, that was never a moment, right? And I've taught recently, actually I just had another conversation with someone that was saying, 5th graders, I love a good room transformation, but 5th graders, like, it's just not for them. It's just not. And I'm like, why? What's causing you to get that information?
That's an adult problem, I think. I don't think that's actually, I think if you ask the kids, they would have a completely different mindset. Because I know
we taught all the way up to 8th grade.
In high school, I've seen teachers rocking the room transformations. Kiki and Kara, who are going to be on the podcast, we have had great conversations with them about room transformations. They do their high school teachers. So there's no age limit on what that looks like. And I think it's an us problem as teachers, putting that into kind of a box of what it should look like.
Sometimes, and I had to learn this going to middle school. Okay. But sometimes we have to learn to get out of our way. Yeah. So we can get out of the way of our students, because we're actually standing in their way. Don't strip them of their childhood. Let them be kids. Like, let them be kids. We've seen what science says about, again, the art of play, the art of interaction, the art of connection, and what fun and joy mean to an environment. And so sometimes we have to do the things that make us nervous. We have to do the things that make us scared. for the opportunity to connect, for the opportunity to maybe have that one day that child goes home and says, you know what, today was a great day. Okay, then we've won a day. We need to win a day, right? So I think it's all about starting somewhere. And I just loved how vulnerable they were to share stories about their.
They were very vulnerable.
Because that is very hard.
That's hard.
Very hard to do.
Yeah, what a great episode. Now, that was one of a 3-part episode, and that actually leads into our top episode of 2024.
How could this not be number one?
How could it not? Because I don't think anyone stopped smiling for like a full 24 hours after this episode. Our top episode of 2024, it was What Students Want Teachers to Know with Amani Jean. If you didn't listen to this episode, she is a 5th grader. She is killing it in their classroom, outside of the classroom.
Speech.
Her joy is contagious. So I was like, this is our top episode. It's just,
I mean, she's what it's all about.
It is about the kids.
This is for. And yes, it's for teachers too. And yes, teachers, we want schools to be happy places for kids. I mean, for teachers, but at the heart of the work that we do, this is what it's all about.
Yeah. So let's check it out. Our top episode of 2024, What Students Want Teachers to Know with Amani Jean. Check it out. What do you wish that your teachers would know?
I would like teachers to know to make connections with their students because students need to know that they don't just care about them in the classroom, but they care about them as people outside of the classroom. And I was told to never talk to strangers. So teachers shouldn't be strangers to us. And so also when I'm around people I know, I'm not afraid to talk, I'm not afraid to ask questions, and I'm not afraid to learn. And I'm not afraid to learn. But when I'm around people I don't know, I'm afraid to ask questions, I'm afraid to make mistakes. So that's why I believe teachers shouldn't be strangers to their students.
And how do you think that they could help build those relationships with their students?
What is something that your teachers have done?
Yeah, or maybe one teacher that did something that you can tell us a story about.
Remember that you were like, that made me feel so safe and
heard, and
teacher, so that I can then open up and be myself.
So actually we had a district competition, and so my teachers, they were there supporting me, yelling and screaming, "Come on, Money!" and everything. And so that showed me that they care about me. Even though it was something for our school, it showed me that they care about me because they were screaming and yelling when some people, they weren't doing that.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here and I'm learning myself about things that I taught and deposited that I wasn't even sure that it connected.
Yeah.
So this is amazing for me to see that has this awareness, because we talk about this all the time at the house.
Yeah.
About being aware of each other in the house. So we turn our home into an institution for learning.
Yeah.
In a sense.
Just like your mama did. Just like your mama did for you.
Making the connection. That's exactly what we do. And so we're always talking about being aware of each other, or no different, even when you're walking in the store, being aware of people around you. Everybody doesn't have the environment you have. We're very intentional about teaching them that some people don't have the home life that you have.
Yeah.
And so because they may not have the home life, the stable, secure home that you have, you could give them that vicariously. Just like you can give vicarious trauma, you can give vicarious hope. You can give peace by the way you present yourself, because that is an expression of what you're taught at home.
Yeah.
So we're very intentional about teaching them what you have is valued. Don't take it for granted, but also the light that you are, what you bring off, could be an inspiration to somebody who doesn't have it, and they can get a little bit from you just by how you interact with them in your groups. And I did not know you caught it like that. High five across the room.
Brown daddy right there. That didn't make you happy.
Oh, she is the best.
Make you the happiest that
She
you've been today.
is the best. Yeah. And those are just 5 of many episodes. They're all our favorite.
I just want to. That is who she is.
Oh yeah.
That's
who her dad is too.
That's who her. She gets it on us. Apples and trees.
If you missed the episodes with Hayward, you need to go check those
yeah.
out. But that officially concludes our season of 2024 on the Flip Side podcast. We have had some incredible conversations, even more incredible guests, just really challenging those insights and perspectives. So this may be our last episode of 2024, but we are back at it, coming to you with brand new episodes all of 2025 every Monday. Now, before we do that, what do you hope to see in 2025 for the Flip Side podcast?
I was actually going to say this. If we did not have a conversation that stung you somewhere, that's
Yeah.
our goal. That's our goal moving
Yes.
forward, because if we're not rattling things up a little bit, if we're not shaking things up a little bit, if we're not making things feel a little bit uncomfortable, then this podcast is a waste of time.
Yeah, we just want you to think.
Because again, we've said it so many times, but if your best friends all agree with you, they're not the best friends for you. You've got to have people who challenge your thinking, who challenge your perspective, because every bit of that is just to make you better.
Yeah.
And I know I've been challenged. I know I've had to, be parts of conversations that have ruffled me a little bit and made me think twice about things. But honestly, that's how this world becomes a better place. If we create a space where we can all sit, we can open up that dialogue, we can have those hard conversations, we can have those uncomfortable conversations. That's where progress lies. So if we didn't make you sting a little bit, ruffle some feathers, that's my goal in 2025.
Oh, I love it.
More feathers.
We love a girl with some goals. There we go. There we go. We want to ruffle some more feathers.
Goal
Wade,
girl.
what about you? What do you hope to see in the podcast, either for viewers or here in the studio in 2025?
What do I hope to see?
Yeah. What do you want to see in 2025?
Oh man, I want to see more conversations like we had this year. I just love the fact that we do have these experts in all of, oh my goodness, just different types of backgrounds, not only in education but outside of education, who come sit on this couch and they're open and they're vulnerable, like we've been talking about, and then just diving in and growing and listening and learning from them. I'm going back to April's conversation that we had too, just where we saw eye to eye on a lot of things, but then some things it was okay that we didn't, and we grew from that. So just really looking forward to a lot of those conversations this year. Looking forward to growing with you guys and having a great 2025.
What about you?
Let's go. Whoa. On the flip side.
Yeah.
The teacher becomes a student. Here we go. There we go. Yes,
go ahead.
continue so I can think of my answer, because usually I'm the one asking the question.
I am also very excited for the intro games that we play that you come up with. I think
You
Wade
like those
looks forward to
icebreakers.
every
Yeah,
Chris, you did a great
Wade
job.
does. Yeah, I'm looking forward to more laughs in the icebreakers, because that's one of my favorite parts of these episodes.
Hot pockets.
Is the good one. Is those icebreakers that we do, because it's just so much fun and just having the guests here. But we also have an incredible lineup for 2025.
It's so good.
It is so good.
I'm pinching myself.
And almost all those episodes are already filmed. So you're in for a treat in 2025. I also want to challenge some of the listeners. If you have not watched episodes on YouTube, go back and watch some of them, because just seeing the interactions of some of our guests, their energy, it is super powerful watching it. I used to just listen to the episodes as I was driving or things like that, but I started watching them on YouTube. It gives a whole new layer of just seeing the interactions, all the things. So my channel.
Our podcast
That's the Flip Side Studio.
Yes, you got to see it. So if you haven't done that, make sure you do that.
We've got letters that aren't falling off the wall.
That was another favorite moment.
We have Mike
got
Flag.
Mike
We got the
Who
letters.
are
Mike
we?
Flag.
We started at the bottom, now we're here, guys. There we go.
Bottom, now we're here.
There we go. There we go. But that is a wrap on our 2024 countdown. Once again, we want to see you in 2025. You can catch new episodes of The Flip Side every Monday on your favorite streaming platform, or you can watch live on YouTube.
Oh no, it's the final time for the year.
We cannot mess it up.
Oh my
We cannot
gosh.
mess it up. But
Here we
before we
go.
close out, make sure you share out your favorite moment, like I said earlier. Tag us on social media. Share your favorite episode with your friends. Go back and watch old ones. All the things on that. But for the last time of 2024, we hope you have a great new year. We hope you have a safe new year. But until then, we will catch you on the flip side. Happy
Bye,
New Year,
everybody.
guys.
Happy New Year.